Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. In today's video, I'm going to check if one collection is perfect for all the occasions. Now you can see all three cards. I'm going to show you step by step how to create. For my beautiful projects, I'm going to use amazing collection designed by Karolina Osuchowska called Gelli Art Prints. As you can see, the design papers are very interesting. They've got some beautiful colors, patterns, and there is a massive mixture of them. And I thought, why not try to create different projects using just one collection? And I thought that is the key. Whenever you have any collection, have a think if you can create feminine, masculine cards and also cards for teenagers or kids. And this collection, yes, it is perfect for all those occasions. So for my first card, I'm going to use that beautiful pink and also beautiful violet. I couldn't resist. And I'm going to use Delicate Hearts, Edgeable from Crafter's Companion. And for this card, I really wanted something beautiful. And I haven't created a card with beautiful edge. So I thought today is the day. I've got two 6 by 6 inches cut bases and I'm going to put them together using a low tack tape just to make sure they are totally secure when I put them through my die cutting machine. Now I'm checking where to place my cutting dies, and it's always a good idea to place them together. And with those two, I'm just going to cut the edge. Super simple. Now I'm going to peel off my low tack tape and I'm going to use that beautiful border die and I'm going to die cut it on the side. Yes, and this way we're going to have that beautiful element. And I do wonder, how often do you use edgeable dies in your card making? Please let me know if you have your favorite. I really want to know. For my front panel, I'm going to use again that cutting die, and as you can see, I'm literally placing it, then using my low tack tape, but I'm only going to place it on the die and the background paper, and then I'm going to remove my cut base, and yes, this is the way to go. Now it is super easy to cut it, and yes, we don't have to move that cutting die. And I'm going to use Stone Edge Nestables nested dies from Creative Craft Products, and I'm going to die cut that heart here as well. No one will ever know that I did it, and this way you can save some of the elements of your design papers. And yes, I'm going to use that heart later on. Now it is time to peel off all those cutting dies and we can move on to our next step. And I do wonder, what do you think about this pink and violet color combo? Please let me know in the comments down below. Using my pencil, I'm just going to check how to trim my front panel. And using my trimmer, I just did, and it is time to actually create some more elements. But before, I'm going to use Picked Raspberry Distress Oxide ink just on the edges using my ink blending tool to apply the color for extra interest. And I do wonder, how often do you do it in your card making? Please let me know in the comments down below. I also applied the same ink on my heart, and it is time to move on. And when all these elements are ready, yes, we have to check which of the violet you like the most. So again, I'm going to place it, use my pencil to trace it, and I'm going to use my scissors to cut it. And I will have some left over, so yes, I can use it for another project. You also wonder, have you ever created any designs from relatively thoughtful design papers? If you have, which one is your favorite collection? Now I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to put those elements together. And also, in the description down below, I left a link to amazing Facebook group called RT Create, Make and Share. So if you want to use this collection or any other collections from Relatively Thoughtful, you can share your makes there. And I really invite you to join this group because it is amazing. And actually, yes, not only you can see beautiful creations from the design team, but also from other crafters as well. And now we've got that element ready, and I also die cut the heart from 300 GSM white card, and using gold mirror card I'm going to die cut birthday wishes using Tonic Studio dies. And if you're interested in any of the products I use in today's video, I left the names and some of the links in the description down below. And if you use my affiliate links, that really supports my channel. So yes, when these elements are ready, I thought I like this card so far. But there is always something you can add. And to be honest, I had a look at my stash and I found that tin with some Formiran flowers I created a few months ago, and I wanted to mix and match the flowers with the beautiful design papers from Karolina Osuchowska. And if you like this card so far, and if you want to get that collection, I left the link in the description down below, so yes, you can get it either in digital version or printed version. I also have some leaves that I fussy cut from different collection, and it is time to shape them a little bit just for extra dimension and interest. And I think these flowers work so well with the design papers. If you like Formiran flowers on beautiful feminine cards, I really hope this card will inspire you to create something beautiful today. And to put the flowers and leaves, I'm going to use my hot glue gun. And I think this is the way to go. And whenever you create a dimensional card, it is always a good idea to actually create a box, because if you put your card in the envelope, you will actually smash the flowers, and that's not what we want. So far, I really like it, but it is time to add some gold gems. As you can see, I've got them in the corner and also on the side, and the card is finished. What do you think about that edge? For the second card, I used that beautiful design paper, and I thought it would be perfect for a masculine card. So I've got my card base and I'm going to trim that panel so it will fit inside. I also created a panel with gold mirror card, and I'm going to put those two together. I've got some double-sided tape on the back, and using my pokey tool I literally just peel it off, and I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to put all those elements together. I absolutely love this glue because you do have time to maneuver all those elements, and when it dries clear, so if you ever make a mistakes, no one will ever know. I do wonder, how often do you create masculine cards? Because for me it's not that very often, but this collection is perfect for them. Now I've got some square nesting dies from my stash, and I'm going to create some square frames. And I think straight lines work so well for masculine cards. What do you think? If you agree, let me know in the comments down below. Using my pokey tool, I'm going to mark where to cut my squares. And this way, yes, I'm going to save some of them, and I can use some of the elements for other projects. And if you have never used your nesting dies to create some frames, I really hope you will give that technique a go. As you can see, it is super simple, and as I said before, this Gelli Art Prints collection designed by Karolina Osuchowska, it is literally perfect. So we've got the feminine card, now a masculine card, and the next project will be very beautiful and colorful. So yes, if you are looking for a collection for all the occasion, I think this collection is the answer. So again, I'm using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, to put all those elements together, and it is time to have a look and find a sentiment. And I use exactly the same sentiment as I used before. From my stash, I really wanted to find some gears, and I found that Santoro steel dies, and I will leave the name of it in the description down below. It was one of my very first cutting die sets, so it is pretty old, and I die cut all those gears from craft card, and to add a little bit more color and dimension, I'm going to use Walnut stain, Distress Oxide ink, and I think that really adds just adds something more to the card. If you agree, let me know in the comments down below. And when this is ready, I'm going to clean my glass surface before I move on to my next step. And this is a very big tip for you. Whenever you use any inks, always clean your surface, because you don't want to transfer that color anywhere else. Now it is time to actually create a composition, and I do encourage you to actually go with odd numbers, because I think it is more eye-pleasing. If you agree, let me know. And you always have to make sure you've got enough space for a sentiment as well. And this is very crucial for literally any project. And this design paper, yes, it is perfect for masculine cards. I literally, when I saw it, I couldn't resist. And when these elements are ready, I thought I really like this card, but if you know me, I just had to add a few gold gems. And to be honest, I actually added two where the eye is on a sentiment, and the card will be complete super quick, easy, and that's what I really like about this collection. So again, if you're interested in it, check the links in the description down below. Now for the third card, I'm going to use 6 by 10 inches panel, and I'm going to score it at 1.5, 3 inches, and then 7 inches, 8.5. If you have a smaller scoring board, do not worry, you can still do it as well. The trick is to have 4 inches in the middle for the main panel. So now you can see my panel, and I've got my scoring board. I'm really sorry that I wrote those numbers super small, but to be honest, I literally realized when I finished recording the video. So I've got 1.5, 3, then you can turn your panel and do it again, 1.5 and 3 inches. And now it is time to actually fold and burnish all those score lines. And yes, we do have a card base for a bridge card. I don't really use that card very often, but I really like it. It is super simple to make, and you can always change the measurements if you want to create smaller or bigger bridge cards. I really like that violet design paper, so I decided to go exactly in the middle. And with that beautiful bright colors, I'm going to create all the side panels. And I think these panels together work just so well. Yes, I still like this collection very much. Now I've got some double-sided tape on the back, and it's always a good idea to add a few drops of liquid glue on your double-sided tape, because this way all those elements will be adhered forever. And whenever you create any panels, just make sure you've got a wide border, so your panels are slightly smaller than your sides. If you know what I mean, just use this technique. And when these are ready, I really thought I like it so far, but I really want to give this bridge card a little bit more dimension. So actually I decided to create 2 levels of dimension, and I think that works so well. So first I'm going to create a panel measuring 5 by 6 inches, and I'm going to score it at half. And then on the other side, half again. So I just need flaps to actually adhere my panel. So whenever you create any dimension on your cards, just make sure you've got enough card for the flaps. So yes, you can create that beautiful dimension. So as you can see, I've got 5 by 7 inches, and I'm going to score it at ½ inch and 4.5, or you can just turn it over and do it again. Now it is time to burnish the flaps, and to decorate them I'm going to use a cutting die, create a card from Crafter's Companion called Eastern Trellis. I thought that will work so well with the design paper, and I do wonder, how often do you use create a card cutting dies for your projects? Please let me know in the comments down below. And I'm going to die cut that element twice. So I'm going to repeat it. So make sure your panel is big enough, and you can use any cutting dies from your stash. When these are ready, as you can see, before we created that cut element, we do have some flaps. And yes, we are going to have that dimension, 1/2 inch. And that's what I really like about bridge cards, because you can literally play with the levels. And yes, you can create anything you want. And through that beautiful trellis we created, we can still see that beautiful violet. And now I'm going to use intricate floral border cutting die from beautiful butterflies collection from Nature's Garden, from Crafter's Companion, and I'm going to die cut it once, and I'm going to actually create that on the very front, and that will be my, let's say, top dimension element. And you can always use your scoreboard, and I'm going to actually score it 1/2 inch from both sides. So these will be our flaps to put on glue and then adhere to the front of the bridge card. So yes, you can use any of the edgeable dies for this type of card as well. And I do wonder, how often do you create bridge cards? If you haven't seen my wedding card in bridge card style, you can check the link in the top right corner. As you can see, now I die cut the birthday wishes from gold mirror cardigan, and it is time to assemble all the elements. So I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because I think it is literally the best glue ever. If you agree or disagree, let me know. Maybe you've got a better glue. And if you do, I'm really curious, so please let me know. It is time to put that front panel. As you can see, I'm actually folding the sides, so it is easier for that dimension. And whenever you create a bridge card, I think it is the easiest way to assemble all those elements. So yes, it is ready, but something is missing, and yes, you probably guessed it. We do need some gold gems here and there, because why not? And the gold gems just work so well with the gold mirror card, and you do have plenty of space to write your message on the back, and it folds flat to go in the envelope. So that is always a bonus whenever you create bridge cards. So now you can see all three cards side by side, and I do wonder which one is your favorite. Which one would you like to give it a go? And don't forget that you can get the collection, and I left the link in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting!